In today's episode, me and my enthusiastic family go searching for op shops in the ever-cultural city of Melbourne. But first, a little bit of context. The Friday evening before our story commences was my 52nd birthday, and I celebrated it like any sane 52nd-year-old would by doing a gig with my punk rock band. Well, that was fun, but regardless, in the morning I had to get my butt on the train to be Mr. Family Man. We live in the Dandenong Ranges and it's quite the train ride into the city of Melbourne, but regardless, I had been informed that no matter what happened the night before my birthday, I would be passing through Baronia and on into the city to see some jazz. Now, I don't mind a bit of jazz, and apparently it's International Jazz Week or month or something like that, but I have to admit I was kind of more in the mood to get into the city and try and find some op shops. But we also had this plan to go and find this zine shop we'd heard about, which was apparently up the other end of Elizabeth Street, but the trams weren't running, so we had to walk, and there you can see the other three members of my little family resolutely stomping up the street. My gosh, look up there. There's a building reflected in a building. Anyway, on we marched, and not an op shop to be seen, and it was taking a while, so let's get on with it. My initial idea was that we would wander through the city and surely we'd see some op shops and find some bolos. But in truth, all we really found were a bunch of tall buildings and a bunch of noise. It was at about this point that my family realised that I'd decided to turn this into one of my stupid YouTube videos that they deeply resent. Their feelings and rights aside, it was at this moment that I noticed that my wife and daughter were rocking matching satchels. Come on, smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. Is it that hard to just smile for the camera? Look at you guys, you're so grumpy. Quite honestly, I have no idea what she just said or what we're looking at, but I was just glad that it seemed to cheer them up. We walked on. I was hoping to find some op shops, but instead I just got abused by the fruit of my loins. Say what you got to say, mate. Come on, say it, mate. Say what you got to say. There? No. Once the camera's rolling, not so brave with his words, with his accusations of dorkism against me. Apparently my hat is dorky and my bag is dorky, but this is a Guinness bucket hat and this is a vintage 1990s Billabong bag, so it's not dorky, it's awesome. Let's get with the program, mate. Suddenly, a massive impediment between us and thrift store utopia arose. Let's put a little bit of a dampener on our Elizabeth Street plans. I think we should get up the road. Yeah. Just another day on the job, dude. Now, I'm a big tough guy, but the way that actual big tough guy nodded at me with a sort of "why don't you get out of my face" with that camera vibe made me feel a little bit scared, and so I walked quite quickly around the corner. Kind of have to admire those kids for just sitting there chilling while all that construction was going on. Anyway, here amidst the Shangri-La of construction work, traffic and tough-looking union guys, we found the Sticky Institute, which is this place that distributes zines.
What is the point of this again? What does this do?
It dispenses zines.
What are zines?
They're like independently published tiny magazines.
Wow.
Despite Elliot's tough exterior, he actually kind of got into the whole zine scene as we explored it. Although his body language did kind of tell me that he would rather that I didn't film him having some sort of seminal youth experience. But we all have our cross to bear. Anyway, to make a long story short, we went into this excellent shop and we looked around and we thought this was fabulous and we bought a bunch of zines. But by about this time, I'm starting to think to myself, where the hell are all the op shops? My family led me into this here shop that we're looking at now, were a bit annoyed that I was filming them as they did that, but my whole point was this is not an op shop. This is not a thrift store, as the Americans like to call it. This is just an Asian supermarket, which is all well and good, but I was here in the city to get some bolos and or keep my wife happy by not being kind of hungover after my big birthday bash. But here we are looking at a bunch of silly stuff that I don't understand. Come back. Hey lady, come back. Help, I'm hooked. Seriously guys, I'm hooked on something. I'm not even joking, I was hooked, it just didn't make a good noise. Why are we here? Anyway, familial abuse aside, we were done now at the shop and we moved on to get some dinner. Based purely on the instinct that is born only of many years of fine dining in many cities around the world, we chose this Japanese place and were not disappointed. I mean, there may have been no actual view and my children may have been quite annoyed with me and embarrassed because I kept filming stuff, but we somehow knew that we were in for a good feast. Oh. I thought you were saying don't film me. Stop putting your finger up. Stop. Stop. Idiots. All very well, but yet we have still found no op shops, and I'm starting to get a little bit grumpy about that, because surely I'm not here to spend money, but rather to find cheap shit that I can sell for more bucks than what I paid for it. So we went up to some kind of local lookout where apparently our ancestors of yore could spot a bolo from miles away. All I saw were people who were clearly looking at screens and buying things for full retail price, which is frankly offensive. As is my daughter's reaction to me making her an unwitting YouTube star. Videos with, I'll put you on the internet giving the finger to the camera.
Okay.
But
it's the Gallagher brothers doing an ad.
the Gallagher brothers.
Money.
By this time, I'm starting to give up on finding an op shop, and also, to be fair, I kind of need to go to the toilet, so I'm getting a bit sick of editing this video. So, here is the last bit of my disgruntled journey through some kind of stupid mall in the middle of the city. Look, I don't know if you've ever edited a video before, but it takes bloody ages and I'm getting sick of it. So let's just cut to the chase. We went into some stupid shop full of crap that made me realize that all this supposedly collectible crap that we sell on eBay is just a bunch of mass-produced shit that was once in a shop. 20 years later, all of this rubbish will be collectible because 98% of it will have been destroyed by your little nephew and chucked in the rubbish because nobody really values anything and we're all doomed. Doomed, I tell you, doomed. Well, this has been an absolute thrifting/op shop fail. Despite my absolutely uncommitted and half-assed efforts, I did not come across one single op shop and instead decided to be happy with just reading zines on the train on the way home. My daughter was also happy to make a YouTube video about that.